Um, ma'am, can I answer that question again, ma'am?
Yes, you may.
Okay, ma'am, a table intercept, ma'am, like it it sort of refers to the line that crosses the y-axis or the x-axis, ma'am.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear that. What did you say?
Oh, ma'am, I was saying the the table intercept refers it refers to the line that crosses the y-axis or the x-axis, ma'am. And the dual intercept, ma'am, it is found in it is found in like both x-intercept and y-intercepts.
And why are you reading that, Odle?
Oh, ma'am, I asked my mom.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay. So now, remember we did this, Manahil. I'm not sure if you were here when we were doing this, but I just cannot remember if I saw your name as one of the participants. But I'm gonna ask you either way. Do you know anything that relates to the dual intercept method and the table method when sketching the line graphs? Or are you
No,
still
ma'am.
okay? Problem. I'll just let you take you through it again. So we have two methods that we're going to be focusing on. The first one is the dual intercept method, and then the second one is the table method. So for table method, um, it says, even the name says that it's a table method. That means you're going to make use of the table to sketch a graph. So what you're going to do now, when you are expected to complete or to sketch a graph using the table method, you're going to pick five x values, and then you're going to make use of the formula to now calculate the y value using the x that you have picked for you to call to what what's the word, to place the points on the Cartesian plane and connect them in order for you to draw a graph. Are we clear? The line graph. Are we clear?
Yes, a little bit, ma'am.
Mm. Everyone? Everyone? What are you guys saying? Is it just Manahil who gets me?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am, I understand also, ma'am.
Okay, cool. Now let's look at which one. Let's look at, let me see. Let me see. Okay, let me see. So let's look at one uh, let's look at this one. It says y is equal to x, right? So if they wanted us to sketch this graph using the line, oh sorry guys, using the table method, I said you're gonna pick 5 or 3. Now, and one of those numbers is going to be 0, right? So now let's do that. So we're gonna have let me try to do this. So we're gonna have, let's see, we're gonna have x, we're gonna have y, and our formula is y is equal to x, right? And I said we're gonna pick 5x values. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So you're gonna check when your x is equal to 0. I said one of these numbers has to be 0. So you're gonna check when your x is 0. You're gonna check when your x is equal to -1. This one is going to be +1. And and you're going to have 2 and then minus 2 here, right? So if you were to pick 3, that means we were going to wipe these 2 out, right? But because I said 5, we have the positive and the negative. We all got it.
Yes, ma'am, we fine.
Yes. So the next thing that you're going to do is to substitute your x values, right, on the formula that you're given. So when I say you're going to substitute, that means where you see x, you're going to replace it with minus 2, minus 2, minus 1, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. Right. So what are going to be your values for y value when your x is equal to negative 2? Guys, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
What's the answer now?
Ma'am, may you please repeat the question?
What?
May you please repeat the question?
I'm saying what is going to be the y value when our x values are minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, and 2. Manahil, are you still there?
Ma'am, may I please ask a question, ma'am?
Mm-hmm.
How do we figure out what y is, ma'am?
What?
How do we figure out what y is, ma'am? Like, what number is y?
Okay, that means you didn't understand me. I'll just try to re-explain. So the table method, what you're going to do is to pick 5 or 3 x values, and then on those values you must make sure that you have the positive and the negative and also 0, like we are having here. So that means these, what you're seeing here, are your x values. Now what you're going to do now, you're going to try and check what is going to be your y value when your x is equal to minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, and 2. And how do you do that? You're going to plug on the formula that you have here, y is equal to x. So I said where you see x, you replace it with the value of x on the table. You get it now. Do you get it?
Ma'am, what do we replace? For the x, how do we replace it?
What? Mm, the formula is y is equal to x. Langelisa, what's your home language? Is it Zulu?
No, ma'am, it's English.
Mm. So see, you are having y is equal to x. So the x value. So what you're gonna do now, you're just going to say y is equal to the x is minus 2, so it's going to be minus 2, right? So that means for y is equal, I mean, for x being equal to minus 2, your y is going to be minus 2 as well, right? Then you're going to do the same thing for this one. So your y is going to be equal to minus 1 in bracket. When we remove the bracket, we're still going to be left with minus 1. And then y is equal to 0 in brackets. When we remove the brackets, we're still going to be left with a 0. And then you're going to have y is equal to positive 1. When you remove the brackets, you're still going to be left with that. And then positive 2. When you remove the brackets, that means you're going to be left with 2 still, right? So these are your values, your x and y values. So this means that when your x is equal to negative 2, your y is equal to minus 2 as well. When your x is equal to minus 1, your y is also equal to minus 10. When your x is equal to 0, your y is equal to 0. When your x is equal to positive 1, your y is also equal to positive 1, right? And then when it's like this, you're going to go to the Cartesian plane, and this is your y, this is your x, and then your minus 2 will be somewhere here. Your minus 2 minus 2 is going to be somewhere here, because this is where your x and y's are negatives, right? So that means you're going to have minus 2 minus 2 minus that 1 1 1 1, and then the graph will just be like this. And the line is going to be y is equal to x, like that. You get it?
Yes, ma'am, I understand now.
And Manahil, do you get it?
Yes, I get a little bit.
Okay. Now, Langeli, how are we going to do number 2 using the table method?
Ma'am, I think first we write our table. For x, it's gonna be first we write negative 2, then in the next column write negative 1, then 0, then 1, then 2. For y, number 1, first to write y equals 2 bracket negative 2 close bracket. Wait, ma'am, can I ask you a question?
You can ask.
Ma'am, while calculating, ma'am, do you times it by 2 because it's 2x? So do we replace the x with a negative 2? Am I correct to say that?
Yes, that's what you're supposed to do.
Okay, so you
So
write y.
I said with the x values, where you're going to replace it with the x value. So the formula will remain the same. The only thing that you will need is to substitute the x with the value that you on the table.
Okay, ma'am. Next, you write y equals 2 bracket negative 2 close bracket. Negative 2 close bracket. Then the answer will be negative 4 for the y.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then next you write y equals negative 1 bracket negative. Wait, no. Next you write y equals 2 bracket negative 1 close bracket. Then your answer will be negative 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then next you write y equals 2 in brackets 0.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then usually the answer will be 0. Then in brackets you write 1.
Mm-hmm.
Next you write y equals 2. Yes, and then the answer will be just 2. Positive 2.
Okay.
Then in bracket you write 2. Just positive 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then the answer will be 4.
Mm-hmm.
And ma'am, I believe that's it.
And where do you put your points on the Cartesian plane? Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how to explain where to put them, ma'am.
So this is the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. So the first coordinate is going to be -2 and -4. Your x is everything is negative, so that means the point is going to be in here. And then for the second one, second coordinate right here, also gonna be here in the third quadrant because your x values and your y values are negative, sorry. And then for this 0 and 0 is going to be at the point of origin, which is here, where x and y intersect, right? And then we're gonna have 1 and 2 is going to be in the first quadrant because your y and your x is positive in the the first quadrant. And then for 2 and 4, positive 2 and positive 4, it's also going to be in here as well because your x and y, we said, are positive in the first quadrant. Are you all good? Excuse me. Are we all good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Colin, are you good? Manahil, how about you?
I'm good, ma'am, but I think I need to practice a bit more.
Mm. Yes, with more practice, definitely you're gonna ace this, right? But do you understand what we are doing here?
Yes, ma'am, sort of.
Okay, let's try get through one. Okay, let's have Manayil doing number 3 here. So y is equal to 3x. How are we going to do this? Using the table method, okay?
We are going to write x. We're going to write 3x equals y, and then we're going to divide, and it'll give you one x, which will give you
Manahil, what did you say? Sorry, you said we're going to take 3x divided is equal to 5.
yes,
And why are we equating the 3x with a 5, if I may ask?
not 5 equals y.
Okay.
And then we divide.
Okay. Um, so I was telling your mates here about the dual intercept, not the dual intercept method, but the table method. Remember, Nahil?
Yeah,
So I said the table method uh, simply states itself that it's a table. So that means you have to draw a table. So what you're gonna do now, you're gonna have to draw a table and have X and Y, right? Now you're gonna have your X and Y. I'll show you here. You're gonna have your X and Y, and then yes, like that. And then the next thing that you're gonna do, Manahil, is to pick at least 5 points, 5 values of X, right? So we usually pick 5 because it's going to be -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. So these are always gonna be there. Like you just pick 5 of your numbers. Just make sure as you are picking, you have the negative X values and the positive X values, and also you must include a 0, right? To know where does this line touch the y-intercept, right? Right? So we are picking the X value so we can be able to calculate for the Y values when our X values are equal to the values that we picked for X. Do you get it? So now the next thing that you're going to do, you're going to go to the formula, which is y is equal to 3x. So when you see x on that formula, you're going to substitute with each and every x values that we have picked here, which is -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Do you get me, Manahil?
Yes, ma'am.
So now, the next thing that you're going to do now, say y is equal to 3 minus 2, and then get the y value when your x is equal to this. And then y equal to 3 into -1. Then you're going to get the value of y. Y is equal to 3 into 0. Get the value. Y is equal to 3 into +1. Y is equal to 3 into +2. So you see, we just replaced the x with what? With the values that we have here, all right? The values that we have here, all right? And the next thing, we're going to get to calculate all of this so that we can place them here, all right? Are you following?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Now our x is -2. Our y is going to be 3 multiplied by -2, which is -6. And then for this one, it's going to be 3 multiplied by this. Then this is going to be -3, 0. 3 multiplied by 1, 3. 3 multiplied by 3. I mean, by 2 is going to be 6. So these are going to be our coordinates. So when your x is equal to -2, your y is -6. Right? This is the first point that you're going to place on the rectangular plane. And then when your x is equal to -1, your y is equal to -3. When your x is equal to 0, your y is equal to 0 as well. And you're going to do the same thing for 1 and 3, 2 and +3. And after doing that, you're going to go to your Cartesian plane and then place the dots. These are your points. These are your points. And then you're going to place them. And then after placing them, you connect them with a ruler to have your straight line graph. Are you following, guys? Are you guys following?
Yes, ma'am, I'm following.
Colin, are you following? Okay, Manahil, did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I let you do one? Hmm? What's happening? Manahil, are you still there? Let's do number 4.
We are going to draw a table with x for the top one it's x and the bottom one is y, and then we'll and then we're going to write negative negative. Sorry, ma'am, I can't see the question.
That's it.
And then for the top column, we are going to write -2 for the next to the x.
Excuse me, what did you say?
I said we write the -2 next to the x.
And why are we writing this -2, Malayo?
To find the y's value.
Okay.
And then so underneath the -2, we are going to write -8. And then next to the
why are we writing -8?
because if you double 4, then it gives you 8. And also it shows -2 at the top.
Okay.
And then next to the -2, we write -1. And then underneath the -1, you write -4. And then next to the -1, you write 0. And then you also write 0 underneath the 0.
Hmm?
Next to the 0, you write 1, and that gives you 4. Yes.
And that's it.
Yes. And then you we write the 2 next to the 1, and then you write 8 underneath the 2.
So this -2 minus 1, 0, 1, and 2 are your x values. And then
Yes.
beneath the numbers that you have been calling, those are your y values when your x is equal to the top. So when your below is 8, that means your x is what? Is 2, right? Yeah,
Yes.
so how you can say it, you can say when your x is equal to -2, your y value is going to be equal to -8, right? When your x is equal to -1, your y value is equal to -4, right? When your x is equal to 0, your y is equal to 0. And, right? And then after completing this part, this should be your coordinates, right? Meaning the points on the line graph. Y is equal to 4x, okay? Manayo?
Yes.
Hmm. And this is going to be a point. This is going to be a point, a point, a point, a point. Remember, a point is like this. 2 and 8. This is a point on the line graph. -1 and -8. It's also a point. 0 and 0 is also a point. So you're going to go to your Cartesian plane and then place these points. And then after doing that, the next thing that you're going to do is to connect the dots in order for you to have or to achieve your line graph. Yeah. Do we have any questions so far, Langelise?
No, ma'am.
Malayu, any questions from your side?
No.
No. Okay, I'm not sure if Callum is able to unmute the mic though. Mhm. Yes, basically this is how you do it. Now let's try to um um okay, let's try to do what? Let's try to do um let's try to do number 8. Langalite, how would you do number 8? I'm not gonna be writing, I just need you to explain to me how are we going to answer this question.
Ma'am, first we'll make the table. Then for x, you're gonna write -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2 as usual. Then for y, you're gonna write y equals -4 bracket -2. Then the answer will be -8.
Mm-hmm.
Then for the second one, so we're gonna write y equals -4x bracket -1. The answer is gonna be +4. Then for 0, we write y equals -4 bracket 0. Then the answer will just become 0. Then for the next one, we're just gonna write y equals -4 bracket 1 +1. Then the answer is just gonna stay as -4.
Yes.
Then for the final answer, for the last answer, we write y equals -4 bracket 2 and +2. The answer is going to be -8.
This is going to be -8. Okay.
Wait, no, I believe I made a mistake by the start. The start was supposed to be a positives, not negatives.
Okay. Absolutely get you. It is absolutely correct. And that's how you do it. That's how you do the table method, Manahil. So after doing all of that, getting the intercepts, the next step is for you to place the point on the Cartesian plane in order for you to connect and have your line graph. And the last step would be you labeling the line graph that you have drawn, right? So when you draw a line graph, after connecting the dots, you have to show that this is line y is equal to -4x. That's it. Because if you place the points on the Cartesian plane, on the cross, Manahil and Langelise, if you just put the points and then connected the points, and you actually don't name the name of the graph or the name of the line graph, you're not gonna get the whole marks because how are we supposed to know that this is line graph y is equal to -4x? So you have to make sure at all the times you show well that's a line graph for y is equal to whatever that you would have been given. All right.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and let's go to dual intercept method. And another thing, guys, that you need to do is to do these things during your free time, right? So you should make sure that you take a screenshot and then during your own time you do them. The only way that you're going to excel is to keep on practicing, right? But if you just do them when you are with me and then when you go to school, or maybe let's say now you're on recess, you don't touch your books or don't do anything, you'll forget about these things. Next time when we meet, when I ask you what is this, you're gonna be saying you don't know, and that's not good because you need to practice so that you can know them. Uh, Even if when they ask you in December during your examinations, and maybe let's say your teacher didn't teach you about this, you're sorted. You can actually answer this because you've been doing them during your own time. Do you guys understand?
Yes, ma'am, we understand.
Good. Now let's try to do the dual intercept method. So the dual intercept method is not so hectic. It's just gonna be a reminder of how we did this. So for dual intercept method, you're gonna try and get the y-intercept and the x-intercept. The y-intercept simply means that your x is equal to 0, and your x-intercept simply means the x value when your y is equal to 0. So what you're gonna do now, you're gonna try and take one. Which one should we take? Hybo, what's that? Okay. We're gonna try and take. Let's take one. Let's take this one. What is this? Let's take. Let's take. Yes, let's take this one. Or more. Let me take this one. Y is equal to x plus 4. Y is equal to x plus 4. So for dual intercept method, you're going to try to check for intercept, x-intercept and the y-intercept, right? I said when you are looking for x-intercept, your y is equal to 0. When you're looking for your y-intercept, your x is equal to 0. So now you're gonna go to the formula, and where you see y, you're gonna replace it with 0 because we already know the value of 0 at x-intercept. Simply means that where the line cuts.
I gotta make sure I didn't leave the house. You wanna hide from me? That's fine. But you wanna leave the
Good. Okay. So guys, I don't know what was that. So as I was saying, that the x-intercept simply means that where the line graph cuts the x line, the x-intercept, where the graph crosses, right, the the x line, right? I don't want to say x-intercept, right? Because this is the Cartesian plane, this is y and this is x, right? So when they want for x-intercept, they want to know where the line graph cuts anywhere here on this line. And then for y-intercept, they just want to know where does this graph touches this line. Do you guys get me? It can be here, it can be here, 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 or even here, or here. Right? Like as it cuts this line, that is the x, sorry, the y-intercept. And so now the next thing that you're gonna do, guys, is say y is equal to, no, not y, but 0, because we know the value of y. So it's going to be 0 is equal to x plus 4. And then we can just take the 4 to the other side. because we have positive x here. So when it jumps an equal sign, what did we say about it? What did we say about it? When a number crosses an equal sign, what did we say about it? Like, get it clear? What did we say about it? When
May,
something
may you please repeat the question?
when something crosses an equal sign, when it jumps to the other side, what happens? What are we going to have?
It will turn to a negative.
And yes, -4 equals yes.
Time for next lesson.
Okay, guys, so we'll just continue. But in the meantime, let's see. In the meantime, you can just take a screenshot of this and try to do these things as I've said to keep yourself busy. Are you able to see, guys? Can you see what's happening with my code? Yes, you should be able to see. Is it fine? Yes, fine. And okay, guys, I'll see you next time.